Hi everyone, my name is Rajel Bakani and I'm presenting the evaluation of predatory journal publication and systematic reviews in the top 5 gynecology and obstetrics journals, a cross-sectional analysis in collaboration with Kelsey, Snider, Ryan Otwell, Dr. Micah Hartwell, and Dr. Vassar. The focus of our study is the presence or absence of predatory journals in top obstetrics and gynecology research. Predatory journals have quite a few definitions, but in general, they are pay-for publications that lack the strict editorial and peer review processes, which are foundational to high-quality publications. They draw researchers in with the promise of a quick publication time. This has far-reaching impacts in general research, resulting in public distrust in scholarly research, and also wasted public and private funds towards research that gets published into these journals. In medical research, this has impacts on the gold standards of research, which are foundational in creating clinical practice guidelines, which are backed by evidence and serve as a foundation for decision-making for physicians to use to diagnose and treat their patients. So for our methods, we obtained the top 5 obstetrics and gynecology journals using the H5 index on Google Scholar Metrics. So for us, these journals were the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Gynecologic Oncology, Obstetrics and Gynecology, Human Reproduction Update, and Obstetrical and Gynecological Survey. We use a cross-sectional design to search PubMed for 10 systematic reviews and meta-analysis from each of the top 5 journals that we had identified before, so that we had a final sample size of 50 systematic reviews. 2 independent authors, KS and RB, extracted the primary studies included in each systematic review and identified those published in predatory journals by cross-referencing Beale's list. Systematic reviews which contained predatory publication were further extracted using a pilot-tested Google form. In addition, we used another Google form to extract predatory publications for gender role characteristics. Data extraction occurred in a mass duplicate fashion by the investigators KS and RB, and any disagreements we had in the data were resolved via group discussion until an inter-rater reliability of 100% was achieved. For our results, we had 2 out of the 50 systematic reviews include a primary study that was published in a predatory journal for about 4%. 1 systematic review was referenced in a clinical practice guideline, and we'll see that on table 2. So here we had 1 systematic review which was referenced in the clinical practice guideline. That one was published in American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology. The systematic review published in American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology was referenced once, and the other systematic review published in Gynecologic Oncology had not been cited. The primary studies from the predatory journals had been cited a total of 19 times. The 2 predatory journals we identified were Technics, Technologies, and Education Management, and OncoTarget. So in conclusion, we found that predatory journals were not pervasive throughout the systematic reviews. We only found 4% of systematic reviews we looked at had predatory journals in their primary studies, but there was inclusion of these studies which were published in clinical practice guidelines. And from here we decided that more data was needed to determine the depth of predatory journal presence in obstetrics and gynecology research, since we only had 50 samples, but our results show that more research is needed. Here are our references. Thanks for listening and for your time.